I just want to ask, why did you want to come back?
If something bad happens, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not looking back.
You were also a Victoria's Secret girl.
I always felt like I knew what my worth is. If you don't want to do something, you say no.
In all the years that I worked on Project Runway, you were the first person in, never late. Maybe one time you were late.
I think because I was hungover.
You were hungover. Hi, I'm Nina Garcia, and today's guest is a true multi-hyphenate. She's a supermodel, television personality, a longtime colleague, and a dear friend. This is Defining Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum, I'm so happy to be reunited.
I'm happy to be with you.
We've known each other for so long.
I would say 30 years.
30 years is a long time.
Right? I mean,
yes.
It has to be.
Yes, because I first met you when you were a model.
I was on many ELLE shoots, always with Gilles Ben-Simon. Out of a lot of magazines, I have to say you and ELLE magazine and Gilles really gave me a chance to model for like a fashion magazine because I was always doing catalogs at the time.
Yeah, but you were also a Victoria's Secret girl.
Yeah, but I was kind of like, you know how when you have the soccer players that are playing soccer and you have the ones that are on the bench waiting for someone to hurt their leg and then they can have a go? Took a while with Victoria's Secret. When we had a day of shoot, they would maybe have me do 2 looks. They kind of wanted to see first if what I'm wearing sells.
Right.
So they're not going to put you in like 10, 12 shots. So I was always sitting on the sideline waiting my turn when I could do a photo, you know.
Right.
So I did that for a long time. And then later they were like, oh, okay, things are selling.
Okay, but I have to tell you, because back then, the newsstand sales were really important. And your covers sold. Really, those are some of my favorite covers. Yes.
Heidi Klum for ELLE.com. Pick one.
Speaking about the modeling industry and when you were going through that, and at that time it was so sexualized in the media and in entertainment, and there's so much abuse going on. How did you protect yourself, and what advice do you give to the women coming up?
I also have 2 daughters.
That's right.
And, you know, so I tell them, and especially my oldest daughter, she is now in the industry. She's been modeling for 5 years. I waited till she was
Lenny.
16. Yeah. I told her when, you know, in the beginning I would accompany her. And then later on, I'm like, I don't want to always be like the mom that's sitting there. And like, you know, I think it's important at one point, then they do this by themselves when she was old enough, like at 18. But I told her, if you don't want to do something, you say no. You don't have to be like horrible about it. If they say like, we want you naked, you don't want it, you say no. Obviously, before you do a job, you know what the assignment is. For me, for example, I won't do like a fur campaign, or I won't do an alcohol campaign or things like that, let's say. You always get asked before you do a job if you want to do the job or not. Anything else, or if it's lingerie or if it's swimsuit, you're always told before by your agent. So you can't say yes to the job and then you get there and you're like, I feel bloated, I'm not going to wear the swimsuit.
Right.
Not like that kind of saying no. But I feel like you need to know where the line is in order to protect yourself.
And did you feel like you had moments at that time when you were starting that you were like, I am getting out of here because this doesn't feel right?
Yes, many times.
Many times.
Yes. I always felt like I knew what my worth is. And I was always like, this is not what I want to do. Everyone can do what they want to do. I'm going home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You were a model. You were a successful model. What was the moment in your career that you were like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I need to do more.
I remember running around New York and going from network to network and trying to sell Project Runway. No one wanted it. Like people were like, this sounds so boring. You know, you have to pitch. It's like I went to all the pitch meetings. If it was MTV or, you know, you name it, I went to all of them with all the producers at the time. And they were like, yeah, it doesn't sound like people would be wanting to watch people sew. And we're like, no, because you have no idea. People in this industry, they're very passionate. They're flamboyant and they're loud and they're fun and they're like amazing people and they have an amazing craft to show. So watching that process, also putting a time crunch on it and not giving them a lot of money and putting them all together is going to be amazing. And they were like, yeah. So most of them declined.
And it was a enormous success. It was the first of its kind, and it came at such an incredible moment that it really was like a boom.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hi. You're in New York, 12 of you, the cream of the crop.
I've always been inspired by your work ethic. I mean, every time they ask me about you, this is one of the things that I love to say. In all the years that I worked on Project Runway, you were the first person, never late. Maybe one time you were late in all the years that we worked together. That was so wild.
I think because I was hungover.
You were hungover. Going back to the work ethic, the first one on set and the last one to leave.
Well, yeah, when we
never complained, not once.
Well, when we wrapped, I kind of had to then make up for the mistakes that I did during the day. Sometimes I didn't say it correctly, or it needed to have like a faster flow or something. Everything was memorized. There wasn't an earpiece or a cue card or a prompter. Like people probably always think there's a prompter standing somewhere there. I had to like memorize everything. So in the moment, sometimes I couldn't do it as fluent as I wanted to. So I was up there till like 2 a.m. to do pickups of all the things I messed up during the day, because also I wanted it to be good.
That must have been a defining moment for you. Like, I did this and I did it so well. And then...
No, of course, it all feels great, obviously, when you have people that are actually liking what you're doing.
In fashion, one day you're in, and the next day you're out.
So I just want to ask, why did you want to come back?
Where?
To Project Runway.
Oh, why? Because it's my baby.
It is your baby. It is your baby, and your baby missed you.
I'm coming to say hi. Hi. Good to see you.
Let's talk a little bit about fashion.
Yes.
What do you love about fashion for yourself?
You would think after so many years, when you see stuff, you're like bored. For me, no. I see a certain thing. Even when I go to fittings, when I do a show, you know, for example, Top Model, that's probably like one of the biggest where I need the most clothes. I need like 60 looks or something like that. So I literally spent like 2 days just fitting clothes. And I still, when I see something, I put it on and it is like amazing. I'm like, how do they come up with this? This is incredible. The way it's cut, the fabrics they use, the metals that are on there, the combinations, the mixed match of stuff, you know?
You take a lot of risks with fashion.
Yeah.
I feel like you, like you said it yesterday, like for me, more is more.
Yeah, because I feel like I am out. There's people all over the place that see when I'm going somewhere. I'm not gonna go in something snoozy. Like, I feel like I'm in the industry of dreaming, of exploring newness, seeing different makeups or outfits. So I feel like I need to be wearing these fun things.
Does it upset you if you get a comment, a negative
comment? It's not nice, of course, but I still did not want to change, you know, who I was.
Who you are.
You know, and people would be like, oh, this looks crazy. Or, you know, I was on the don't page many times. You know, there were these fashion TV shows where, you know, you just walk the carpet and they rip you and shred you.
Yes.
I had it many times. But I feel like we're all individually different, and I was always more colorful, and I just wouldn't listen to anybody.
We could go into your personal life. There's been highs, there's been lows. How does Heidi? Yes, but you have this like positivity. Like, how do you deal with adversity?
I mean, if something bad happens, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not looking back on it. I look at what's ahead.
What is on your bucket list? You have done everything, a lot of things.
Right now on my bucket list is 4 weeks of vacation.
That you deserve.
For me, that is like success. To do nothing, not having to do something.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to play a rapid fire game of Inner Circle. I'm going to read you a scenario and you have to tell me who in your life would be there in that moment. Okay, Heidi, who is the first person you call when you get good news?
Tom.
Who do you call when you get bad news?
Tom.
Who is the most down to take a spontaneous vacation with you?
Tom.
Who's pushing you out of your comfort zone?
I don't know, nobody really.
Now you, Heidi.
I don't know. When I'm sitting in the plane, this pushes me out of my comfort zone. I can't fly this damn thing. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
Like, I hate sitting in this little tube. I'm always like, I hope this guy knows what he's doing if something were to happen and they don't freak out in the front, you know?
So you're a nervous flyer?
Yes, it's, you know, the luck of the draw if you have the captain that knows what's going on,
That's so scary.
you know?
Now, was there a group of women that supported you?
I mean, of course, you know, like Desiree Gruber.
Desiree.
You know,
of
she's
course.
been, you know, by my side from the very beginning. Like even before I had Victoria's Secret, she was a friend of mine. And, you know, I said, you know, so what is this, what you do? And she's like, I'm a publicist. And I'm like, sounds like a foreign language to me, what you're saying. She's like, well, if you have something interesting, I'm going to get it out to the masses. I'm going to make sure people know about it. And I'm like, okay, can you do something like that with me? She's like, well, you don't really have anything that is of interest at this point. So then I got Sports Illustrated.
Right.
Then I got Victoria's Secret. And then she's like, all right, now I can go to town with this.
And who keeps you humble?
Who keeps me humble? Honestly, I try to keep myself humble. Don't you?
100%.
I don't need someone to tell me that
But
I'm
don't
lucky.
you think
I
your
know.
family also keeps you grounded and humble?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I brush my teeth every morning in the mirror. I see myself, so I have that reflection, and I know that I'm lucky. I know I worked for everything, you know, but I know that I'm lucky. So I feel like I don't need anyone to tell me how lucky I am. I know.
Right. You're thankful.
I am very
You
thankful.
have the gratitude.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Anyway, love you.
I love you
Love
too.
you. And I'm so proud of you.